And we're back for more XCOM 2.
Hey, everybody!
Operation Outer Tome.
Man, this sounds menacing. This sounds, as you said, cyclopedian. No, what's the name? What's the term that they?
Cyclopean.
Cyclopean.
Yeah. But yeah, we had a little technical hiccup, so you missed the ride in. But
yeah. So we're playing this a couple of days later. Now you have already finished the game, but we were back in time into a safe where you haven't finished the game yet.
Correct.
And where everything was completely different. So we are basically redoing the past.
Yep. Whole new decisions. It's going to make it for a little bit interesting because I think I'll end up trying to do my tech path a little bit different because of it.
So what have you learned after you finished the game? About what's the best course of action? I saw psionics were pretty stark, crazy.
Psionics are pretty dope. Lots of explosions are also pretty dope.
Yeah.
To be honest, this game there is no reason not to go like heavy on the explosions.
Yeah, you can double down on all of these, but I really love because I played the game also a little bit more. Oh man, they totally spotted you. That wasn't a really good placement. Yeah.
Well, I didn't expect them to path over here.
Yeah, they were a bit in a rush.
And,
I think they forgot the car keys. Oh man, what the?
So, before in the preview videos, the only tactic you would really do was to basically always overwatch your entire squad while in concealment. Yeah. And keep one guy out in the open so that the enemy would, path into it, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And it became, basically the only way to play. Mm-hmm. Like, it was just so good. And they fixed that by that whole mechanic you saw there, where, like, if an enemy flanks you while you're concealed, they'll actually have a chance to just open fire on you immediately.
Oh, that's right. So if you get discovered by the enemy and by the action of the enemy, then you're actually in a disadvantage.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, it's because otherwise, it was literally like it was the only way to start an engagement. It was just that good because you would essentially get all of your attacks. Hi, Celeste.
Oh, invasion of child monsters.
Sweet dreams.
Are made of this.
But yeah, so it was essentially set up to where you could have your entire squad get their full actions on the enemy's turn, and then they'd immediately go to your turn, and there was no downside to it. So that was like the only way to play. Yeah. And so they fixed that, which is, needed.
I wonder if there's going to be more fixes going on like this because there's some crazy stuff going on.
There's a lot of there are a lot of people are adjusting it to their own likes. Like technically, I want to say at this point, because I haven't changed the INIs. I did adjust melee weapons a little bit on my game because it was too punishing. Like you would almost always miss at low levels. And then your melee soldier would be completely out in the open, and it's like, well, then what's the point of this attack? There's like the shotgun is always better. Like there was no.
Yeah, so that's something that you did. I don't know. I'm still like exploring the different because I'm not as far as you are.
Right.
So I'm still exploring like some of the classes. Mm-hmm. Something that I'm really struggling with is how to best develop the support class.
The specialist it's really like there really is only you either go all the way down the left side or the right side. That's really
I don't know. Is that really the case? Because for example, I tried to meet healers, so that would be like this little drone flying over and healing, right? But I found that I rarely actually need to heal anybody.
Early on, like up until you get to like tier 2 armors and stuff. It's true, like, if you get hit, you're basically either dead or close to dying, and healing's not going to matter too much. Later on, it becomes a little bit bigger a deal, and there I misclicked and have a guy completely out in the open. I feel horrible.
Oh, man, this is going to be a problem, maybe.
But later, and it's one of those, like, your first specialist should almost always be a combat specialist, just because of how deadly the early game is.
No.
But then later on, like my healing guy, when it's fully maxed out, you know, he could heal. What was it? He'd do his first action for like an 8-point heal when he was maxed out, and then he could also then like heal the entire squad with an action.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Like if you can do that, that's great.
Right.
Of course.
So it's, you know, this thing. It's like early on healing.
Oh
Later
man.
on.
Oh, this is all sorts of bad. This mission went south. We were
No,
discussing.
I'm still pretty good. Like I was
think
kind of
so?
planning. Yeah.
This is people gonna die here, man.
No, people won't die here.
So the thing, like, I'm asking because of supports, because of those guys that we see here, those lancers. I guess they're called lancers. Is that true?
Yep. So there's the ones with batons on their backs, or the lancers, and
who also look like Tron guys, like with the red visor and everything. So those guys, the first time I encountered them in my game, I had like a huge streak of them just constantly knocking out my guys. Because if they attack you with a baton, there's a chance that they knock out your guys.
Yep.
And so they will become unconscious, and they're basically dead. You cannot wake them up.
Yeah, it's like, if they keep chain hitting you like that, it's pretty bad. So it's.
I literally had a mission where they had 2 Lancer guys, and they took out half of my team.
That's very sad.
In a single mission, and with like every hit was a knockout. And it was the second mission I fought against those guys, and I was like, what the? This is incredibly overpowered. If this does, every time it hits, it does this, I have to do something about this. So then I start looking into this, and this, the specialist has like one of the abilities is the revival protocol, I think. Mm-hmm. And that allows you to revive those people, to make them wake up. And also, it helps them if they're bleeding out and stuff like that. So that's actually a cool ability, I would say.
Oh yeah, especially later on, you can start running into some really tough disables. That helps out a lot with them. Let's see, and you are just going to... Man, I need to catch up. Krystian, what are you doing in the back?
I don't know, I'm playing with my drone, probably.
Probably. But yeah, like for this group, like
he burned to death.
Right, like
nice.
So we already have some utility stuff with this group makeup through like the judicious use of explosions. So it's not, and then of course here we're just this group's going to come in and it's going to be like their worst day ever.
Something that I also have struggled with, speaking of explosions, like the heavies, there's like this one ability that they can use one grenade multiple times.
Yes.
And that's confusing to me. Like, I don't know which grenade this applies to.
So, when you're on the loadout screen, they actually label the slots. One is grenade, one is utility, and it's the grenade slot that you get the bonus.
Oh, okay, because I then like equipped stuff and then put flashbangs on a flashbang on one of the guys.
Yeah.
And suddenly I'm starting with like 2 flashbangs.
Yep. And it's like, no!
That's not really what I want. Although flashbangs are really powerful. That wasn't actually that bad.
Well, there's a bug with flashbangs, though, currently. I was reading about it today. I hadn't noticed it, and then I was like, wait, because I hadn't used them much. But currently, they apply a penalty. Think about it. It's a penalty to aim equal to -50.
Yeah, that's
well, because it's negative and a negative currently.
Okay.
So what happens when you minus -50?
I don't know.
You get a positive 50.
Oh.
So currently, and I have to double check the files for it, but a lot of people are reporting that flashbangs are currently giving them disorient, which limits their movement, but it's giving them a 50 aim bonus right now.
Oh well.
So like when you flashbang a sectoid currently, they like crit you, and it's plus 50 to crit too. And so they'll crit you in full cover pretty regularly because they can't use their psionic power, and so they'll shoot you and crit you.
Odd, because I had like situations where I did this and they wouldn't hit me.
Yeah, and it may just be somebody. It may be one of those things where people who were modding stuff were running into this issue. But I was like, man, I never use flashbangs anyways, so it's not.
Oh man, I use flashbangs all the time. It's so great.
Yep.
It's really great because you can against those lancers, you kind of can avoid their melee attacks.
Yeah,
they won't do melee attacks when they flashbang.
Yeah, they don't have the range as much.
Well, they won't actually do it. They just won't do it.
Nice. No robotic enemies that I know of, and reducing will isn't going to matter much, so we're just going to ignore this hack. I want the good hacks.
You know, this is the part where I think like this is a bit silly that you can't fly over the drone without spending any movement.
Well, it's because you can't tell until you do anything. Like if you hack it, then it costs you points.
I think I feel still there should be like a penalty. It seems like very exploitative doing this.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's really cool that you can do this, but
all right. So how do I want to do this?
Make me do something cool.
You want to do something cool? Let's see.
No. Actually, on a second thought, I want to survive this.
So how about we go?
Oh man, yeah, blow up the car.
Okay, yeah, we'll blow up the car here.
No, wait a minute.
I've got we'll do
you
it
have
with
enough grenades out of this, whatever. So the funny thing is, I put the flashbangs on the guys, and the guy had like the grenades do more damage.
Yep.
Ability. So the flashbangs started doing damage.
Oh, nice.
And they have such a huge range. It was great.
Let's see. I will.
Oh no, the grenade has less range here.
That's all right.
One thing that I did notice is that there's so many ways of getting extra abilities, like with the weapon upgrades and the abilities that you have and stuff like that.
Yep.
Sometimes you're just so confused about what's possible.
Oh yeah.
Like you just look at an ability. I never use this ability. I don't know if it's good. It seems great, but there's some other stuff that I'm using constantly anyway, and it's doing something similar.
Here we go. You can take him out.
Man. Yes.
Oh, come on, Krystian.
I'm useless. I tell you, this character is useless.
You're a medic. All you do is fly your drone around and heal people.
I guess I'm super drone geek. I'm a drone racer at heart.
And I don't think. Oh, I do have a shot here against the Advent officer. Well,
that's not a very good shot, though.
No. All right. So here,
he will burn.
He's gonna catch on fire, and he's a stun lancer. So
that lancer that was on fire. I mean, you can kill one of them.
I could kill him, or I could get him down to 1. There's a chance I'd crit him.
Better kill the guy. I'd say. This is by the way again a very hairy situation.
I mean, it's one of those cases where I'm gonna take a stun hit regardless. So which one do you take? Like.
Yeah, but you can take one, or
right.
You can take 2 with both the enemies that are almost dead.
Yeah. It's like I'd rather get hit once or get hit twice.
How do you get so much fire? Is that an ability that you got?
So my grenadier has an incendiary grenade in the double grenade slot. So fire everywhere.
That's great. I have to research one of those. Yeah, there's also so many places where you can get more abilities. Like there's like this guerrilla school, and there's
the Advanced Warfare Center will, on a level up, sometimes give you just a random perk.
Which is great to get like random level ups. Like one of my what are they? The Rangers has a death from above.
Yep.
Which is so useless. Hey,
death from above on a ranger can be useful, especially on the city maps, because a lot of times you'll do rooftop shots, and then for him, I would actually think maybe switching out the shotgun for an actual rifle.
I don't know. It's kind of I love it that they kind of not afraid to mix it up and maybe even break the game by giving some crazy combinations.
Oh yeah, there are some straight up broken combinations you can get because of it.
I heard it's like on Reddit there's like a list of combinations where it's like, nope, this is just completely OP and
when you get Shredder on a gunslinger, for example, and all of a sudden everything is being shredded with your 7 pistol shots per round.
That's great. And you don't even use ammunition for this.
Right.
But something that I found weird is something I don't like are the shield bearers. I think we're gonna get them eventually, but
Yeah, they
That's-
are they are a little rough. There's ways to deal
like
with them though.
I like the enemy design, the idea that you have one enemy that is kind of
Right.
that you want to hit first. But I don't like that how they give the bonus. Basically they give health. They don't give actually armor. They're not using the armor system that they have in place.
Well, they give. Yeah, they give. The thing with them though is that it's actually functions as like a temporary hit point thing.
Yeah.
And the fact if you wait them out long enough, or you take them out, they will remove that buff from everybody.
Yeah, but it's weird that you have like this health bonus. It's a health bonus and not an armor bonus. You would think that's the shield, so you would get armor, right? So that was something I was bummed out about. Otherwise, I really love the mechanic. But man, like the enemy I hate the most is Codex. Oh man.
Oh man, their codexes are so fun.
They're fun, but they're just so incredibly annoying as well.
Out of all of the new enemy types, I think they are the ones that I think are the most entertaining to fight. Now, mind you, I say this in single player. They're actually in multiplayer they're completely imbalanced. I actually was doing a discussion with them today on it, but there's so much. The one enemy type that I think is the most dangerous from my playthrough that's new is the Archon, and I don't know if you've seen it yet. You might not be far enough for it.
I've seen it. Wait a minute, Archon, is that the flying guy?
Yeah, it's the angel-looking one.
Is that really bad? I had one of them. They are difficult to hit.
They're difficult to hit, and if you get like when you have like 2 or 3 of them,
yeah,
they basically are constantly pinioning you. So your squad is always constantly having to move, and they're so hard to hit. But I mean, other than that, the other crazy in-game enemies, most of the time I was actually disabling them before they could even act.
Yeah, so that's the psionic ability, right?
For like this, it's a combination of psionics and the combat protocols. Because like sectopods, I would hack them. For Andromedans, I was essentially mind controlling them, and then I'd hack them later, and then everything was basically the big enemies where you could take them out and control them and use them to your advantage so easily.
So that's why I'm asking because of the specialist, because it seems to me like Haywire protocol is like a must-have.
I would say if you only run one specialist, Haywire is pretty good. If you're gonna run 2, then of course have one of each. But Haywire is a really nice ability to have, especially late on.
So Jeroen has a good point here in the chat. He says we just grinded at church.
I'm not really religious, so
I'm neither am I, but I do respect churches as a
Well, so here's the thing.
A heritage,
Here's the thing. If I didn't do it, Advent would just level it anyways.
I guess yes. But it seems ancient. I mean, this seems like we should maybe be a bit more careful.
I go with the motto of collateral damage is always worth it if it keeps my troops alive.
Oh man, she actually has a pink gun. This is amazing.
Yep.
She has a pink pistol, color matched with her sniper rifle. Oh, this was actually a good mission. Did anybody get hurt?
No. Oh no, somebody did. Who took a shot? Oh, Popo Bro got stun lanced.
See, you're so lucky. You don't get somebody gets unconscious from this. For me, it was like every time I get hit with one stun lance, bam, unconscious immediately.
Yeah. Surviving is enough. You have to be worthy of survival. I don't know.
Adama. Thanks, Adama.
But yeah, it's just this game is so good. I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, I would go to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I would still think about the upgrades of the individual classes. I was like, oh, so that's how it works.
Yep.
I like that I feel like I really like what they did with a specialist class with this one.
Yeah.
Because all of the classes have basically, if you notice, each class has like two gear, two equipment.
2 trees. Yeah.
two types of equipment. Like the sniper has a pistol and a sniper rifle, and the two tiers, the two trees, are basically always applied to each one of the equipments that they use. So with a specialist, it wasn't really clear in the first game what a specialist what was equipment was. He had grenades, it's something. But now with the drone, it's kind of like they nailed it down. Okay, so this is his thing now. He used the drone.
Right. Yeah, it's they make, like in the first one, all the U classes just seemed like, oh, they have slightly different abilities. This one they feel completely different, which is nice. Yeah. And this is an interesting choice. Like, here's an example of a choice which I don't think really is very of a minor of a difference. Unlike the specialists, like Haywire Protocol versus Revival Protocol.
Yeah. That's a tough one,
because it does completely different things. This is essentially the same thing. Except for Death from Above has a penalty, so Death from Above, if you kill something with your sniper rifle at higher elevation, you then get, essentially your move action, your second action. Quick Draw, though, is you can fire your pistol as the first action, and it doesn't end your turn, and so you get to do it again. Right. So they essentially function as the same thing. The difference is this one lets you to do it with a more powerful weapon on conditions, where this one lets you do it with your lower powered weapon every time.
Yeah, so you get more actions, basically. You can get more stuff done, but one is about sitting back and shooting with your sniper rifle, and the other one is being about in the middle of the battle.
I think I'm just gonna continue down this line though.
Yeah, because I usually use my snipers to sit back in the back and shoot.
Well, and Zavrius wanted to be a pure sniper. Before, but I think going forward, if I was doing a pure sniper or a sniper focused path, I would literally be going Long Watch, Lightning Hands, Quick Draw, and then down the rest of the sniper tree. These two skills, I don't think the other skills provide so much more benefit over these two.
But seriously, man, Long Wedge and Return Fire is also a tough decision. Long Wedge is amazing, but the Return Fire is also pretty good.
Yeah. Well, on a Pistolier, like, Return Fire is like, because on a Pistolier, your whole job is to get up close and be stupid.
It's amazing how awesome it is if one of the Rangers gets Return Fire.
Yep.
Oh man, you should be so lucky, right?
I know, I would be so happy. Soldier, I don't think we need a soldier.
So this aspect of the game is something I didn't understand when you played it this first time around, and now I'm understanding a little bit better. Yep. That you can, like, different locations where you can go, and every time there's a raider, there's something to do here, and the number that says, like, 3 days, 2 days, it says how long you will have to stay to complete this task. But still, like, I feel like this is a part of the game that they don't explain very well.
I think there needs to they do it. Yeah, it's very light how they did it.
So my problem is that when you start a game, you're being bombarded with new terms.
Right.
And this gets really confusing because, oh, there's a cache here, and there's a black site here, and you have to build a resistance HQ things to get intel here. And it's like, what are all those things? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just reacting to things that happen to me.
But at the same time, it's like, if you pay attention to as you fail the first time, you pick up more, and that's the thing. Like this is a game that they really wanted to be more of a game you learn from your failures.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the way XCOM's been from the beginning, really. To be honest, it was
it's a roguelike. It feels very roguelike.
Right. And here we've got our black market.
I love this guy.
Now. So I haven't even started my psionics yet, but I think that's going to be my next step. So I'm going to.
We don't have too much intel though.
Yeah, I've actually got a spot where I can get more intel, and then I'm going to be needing to idle for a little bit so I can idle on the base, anyways. And I've just already spent my last expansion points I can for contacting regions until I build another. Until I do my resistance radio research and then build my actual comm station. So I've probably got a good, like, 15 days, 20 days before I can even spend any intel outside of that anyways.
So can you explain to me something, Cthulhu? Because I don't see it on your map. Maybe you haven't have enough locations. But there is like this thing where if you get like the entire continent, you get a bonus.
Right, that'll come up as soon as I get my resistance towers. And the way it works
is that so? Because I never built one, but I already have it.
Well, so the way it works.
Oh, you have to research them.
Right, you have to research it, and then it pops up. And the way it works is it'll list the region, it'll give you the bonus, and then there'll be a number of boxes and then dots.
And the dots are the towers.
The dots are how many towers you have to have on the continent, and the boxes are however many areas you need to have on the continent.
That's what I wanted to ask. I didn't know what the dots are.
Right, and then the bonus for each region is always randomized. And then even like the number of regions in an area, like Africa, I think is most of the time 3 regions, but sometimes your continent bonus will only be 2. So you might only need 2 regions instead of the 3.
Well, that was similar in XCOM 1, I think.
Well, XCOM 1, like, the regions were set. Like, you had to have everything on the continent. This one, you always had to have, except for your starting region. You always got your starting region bonus for free, regardless of how many you had. But to get any of the other region bonuses, you had to have all of the satellite coverages for the entire continent.
All right. So here's Ominous Glow here, and this reminds me of Color Outer Space.
Yep.
One of my favorites Lovecraft novels, I have to say.
So, I have to wait.
Sorry.
Another thing you can do is change out your HQ bonuses. I forgot I switched this to build faster.
Yeah.
So I can power through some of these.
I did it too, but I regretted it.
Right. It's one of those things, like, it's almost painful. All right, so skull mining.
I don't like how switching it costs supplies. It's very expensive.
It's it's to change it to one of the other ones that aren't Intel. It's like 50 supplies, I think. But
that's a lot.
But then to switch it back to supply to Intel is only 25, which isn't that bad, really.
I think it's still. It would be great if it was a bit cheaper, so it would be more inclined to do it more often. But if it was too cheap, then I guess there would be like no reason not to just switch whatever you need, right?
So we're going to.
So what's the workshop is the one that creates the drones?
Right. So this will be a drone shop. It'll finish up here in a little bit, and I'm going.
So the idea is that you want this 2 center locations. You want to always have the drone shops in there,
right? Well, or at least one of them. You really don't ever need 2 workshops. You don't need that many engineers, but they are useful for, like, my plan is I will probably have this one down here is going to be another power relay that I'll stuff with drones, and then one of these 2 will likely be a comm center that I'll also stock with the drones.
You don't even have a comm center, man.
Right.
That's
weird.
Your playthrough is so different than mine.
I know, right?
You have so much more. Like, I have like 5 scientists and like 2 engineers because I just never got any.
And that's the thing. Like, I have another playthrough that's the same way. I'm getting all scientists but no engineers. So I'm like, it's taking me forever to get anything, uncovered.
And also, I have a one playthrough where I so desperately follow the Avatar project, and I'm like always like 1 pip away from this turning, finishing up. This is just. Oh, I'm partying! Look at me! I'm partying in the.
Yep. So I need.
Can you look? Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. You were in the bar.
Partying with the babes. Look at this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Playing some cards.
Nice. This is totally me. I'm playing Netrunner with those guys.
Yep. Hanging out. So we need to start some projects. I got 2 cores. Did I build a Skulljack, or did I research Skulljack?
I mean, that's the mission thing, right? Or do you already get?
I don't remember if I built one already or if I need to.
There is no star there anymore. I think you already built it.
I think so too, but let's double check because. That's grenade. So here, okay, I did build a Skulljack. Okay. So I won't need to build another one unless I lose this one. Don't.
So for the people who don't understand what Skulljack is, that's one of those story missions, I guess.
Yeah.
You have to build one of those things. It's kind of like a spike that you put in somebody's head or like in skull, and you can hack their skull.
Yeah. So and the first one is when you just have the skulljack, you can only do it to Advent officers. And you need skull mining to do it to other Advents. So I'm gonna get that one early, which was something I didn't do. I did not do the skull mining on my other playthrough until the very end.
Is it good?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like I haven't.
right.
I didn't really. That's why I was like, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. And then here, I think I'm gonna grab.
I think the grenade is
another
really
grenade.
good for what you're doing. You're a very explosive person. I think this is really good.
All right.
Something I really love is how they simplified the building weapons thing.
Right. Yes, it's so much easier.
Yeah, before you have to use to like manage those items, build a weapon and equip it, and then you have to build multiple weapons and stuff like that. Now you just build one weapon, and it's basically okay. We created we create like a series of weapons that we
Right.
can now use. Everybody can use this weapon now.
I didn't even realize I had these available.
Well, yeah, maybe you should have the better weapons, Cthulhu.
I've got. So I think we're gonna do the rifle. Do I want to do the rifle or the cannon?
And also, like, everything is insta-built.
Right.
So it's a huge departure from the original XCOM. The original XCOM was very much about this micromanaging and creating weapons. Weapons building costs time, and like this menial task.
We're gonna go this one because the cannon is just gonna get explosions anyways.
Yeah.
And now we have a fun retaliation mission.
Oh man.
So I think we'll see that in the next one because it's probably going to take a while.
All right.
So we'll see everyone next time for Operation Dawn Mask, and
that's something that's a very Cthulhu name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I want to say we have a 50-50 chance of chrysalids here.
I'm excited.
So we'll see everyone in the next episode.
Bye bye.